Hello everybody, my name is Benji, and welcome back to Satisfactory. It's been a while since I've said that, because I kinda lost, all of my motivation for Satisfactory. Yeah, I was biting off more than I could chew. I finished a 42-hour-long nuclear project, and I couldn't bring myself to keep going with nuclear stuff. I just couldn't. So, here we are, back in Satisfactory yet again, but this time we are actually playing Satisfactory in the 5x5 challenge. It's a new world. We're hovering around 100 FPS, and that is with recording and streaming, which is a lot better than just streaming and getting like 20 or 30, sometimes less than that, like 6. And this is our little plot of land that we have started in for the 5x5 challenge. So, the 5x5 challenge, I have a whole bunch of stuff in my commands and whatnot for this. So if you want more information, A, check the description, and B, obviously, come into chat and use the commands. !Satisfactory is a big one. But this is all we have so far. The 5x5 is going to go in this little lake right here. We've got a bunch of pier nodes all over the place waiting to be tapped into. The 10x10 is going to go in that lake for our power, because the power's in a 10x10, and the other one, the rest of everything, is in the 5x5, hence the name 5x5 challenge. Anyway, continuing on. We have a very nice starting area, and I have made the rule for myself that I do not actually need to start the 5x5 challenge until I send the first load up the space elevator, which is going to be a while from now. Thank heavens. In the meantime, we are going to be setting up production lines for things like rotors, reinforced iron plates, modular frames, and a whole bunch of other hoopla. And I'm limiting myself to one assembler or one constructor at the end of every single production chain. That way I don't go too overboard in the preparation for the 5x5 and save all of the heavy production for the 5x5. My main goal for today is to get to a point where I have production lines for all of the assembler related items. I don't know if I'll get that far in a little over 2 hours, but we shall see. The next update you guys are going to get is when I have all of this torn down and rebuilt to coordinate with the rule of everything being kept at one ending piece. So we're going to rip this out, put it back in, grab some biomass, and get things running. We'll see you then. Well, that was quick. That was like, I don't know, 10-ish minutes in order to get this to where it is now. So the iron is all set, everything has one singular, final constructor machine. So the iron comes through, splits into 2 smelters. One smelter does 30, that goes to plates. The other one does 30, it splits into 2, making rods. One of the rods goes back, the other rod goes for screws, and then the screws go back into storage. The limestone literally just goes into concrete. And then last but not least, the copper splits into 2 smelters. One splits into 2 for wire that combine for cable, and the other one just does wire and goes in. So let us go on ahead. Flip the switch. We added a whole bunch of these guys. An absolute ton of biomass burners. So our max power production should be 160. That sounds about right. The actual production currently is 28 because of our consumption, and that just went up. The max is going to be 67, and it will hit that. I can almost guarantee it. There's the iron. It's coming through. There's already some bits and pieces of our concrete. We've got cable. We've got wire. That's all of our copper components figured out and finished. We've got iron ingots now. Those iron ingots are going to become rods and plates. Also, we did add a cold steel command to go along with the Ada command. I think it's a lot of fun. There's the rods, there's some plates, and then the rods will come over here and eventually become screws. I don't remember... oh, it's just literally a 1 to 4. So yeah, we're gonna have screws like right now. Yeah, right now. There's the screws. There's the screws. So yeah, that's everything for now. We just gotta build up some stuff here. Let me run into the hub, and we can take a look at our goals. Currently, we've got base building, field research, and then literally everything in here. Part assembly, obstacle clearing, jump pads, the resource sync program, logistics Mark II, the cheap power shards is pretty much always unlocked, and last but not least, the item dispenser mod. We're currently going for the base building, because with the base building, we are going to be able to actually have like lookout towers and walls and ramps and stuff, which A, helps in exploration, and B, will help when we start with part assembly. And we're probably going to do base building, and then field research, and then part assembly, obstacle clearing, and we'll just go through everything from there. So right now we're working on base building, which we should actually have a decent amount of materials for if I check in here. We've got some limestone, so we can do just a touch of handcrafting, should we need it. And we can also go check on this, and we might be able to send something up in a second. We have all of our concrete, we have all of our rods, we have all of our plates, and the big button. It goes... Ada!
Milestone reached.
Tell us.
You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Sorry, I had to take a screenshot. That was cool with like the sun in the background and everything. Pod will return in 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes. Ada! Ada! Ooh, expanded walls. You know, I don't need to do this because it's coming in update 5! I forgot that was a mod that I had installed, by the way. This is going to be next on our list, the field research. We are currently making the rest of the screws, and everything else is already being made. The field research will give us handy things like beacons and the MAM, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff I am very excited for. The MAM will allow us to use all of our lovely little bits and bobs that we have in order to turn them into something more useful. But for now, we're just gonna sit and stare and probably do a little bit of handcrafting just to get some of this out of our way and turn it into something useful. In the meantime, enjoy yourselves, and you will see us when we have field research. The pod has returned. The items are input. It is time for the field research. Ada, speak to me.
Milestone reached. The molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, will allow R&D to provide new technologies, items, and buildings based on samples collected in the field.
Goodbye.
To ensure a greater chance of success during exploration, an upgraded tool belt has been provided, as well as an object scanner and beacons.
Woo!
Note: the object scanner requires calibration via the MAM to enable detection of specific objects.
Wonderful.
New recipe unlocked.
Oh, I need 10 for that? Sad. Flower petals. I have 10 of
New
those.
research available in the MAM.
New research available in the MAM, I'm aware. Oh wow, that's a lot for the color gun. Nutrients. Do I have any of these currently with me? I do not. Power slugs. I do have one of you, though. Beep bow. Overclocking is a thing. Slug scanning is also a thing. Let's do slug scanning. Let's also move this. So MAM, we're gonna put the MAM right here. And then equipment workshop, we're gonna have one of these permanently placed right there. And in here we can do one of these. And let's go get some more screws because, boop, screws. Also, we're talking about the whole, like, sub versus not sub to me thing. Nobody is ever required to sub to me, but I am going to do a 50 subscriber celebration when we get to 50 subs, and we're gonna do a bunch of fun stuff for that. So if you would like to subscribe, you are more than welcome to. And if you do not want to subscribe, you are not going to be forced to. Also, look at that save time. I love the time it takes to save for the autosave now. Also, why is this not working? Is it out of range of everything? It won't even let me scan anything. Maybe because I haven't even scanned it in the MAM? Probably because I haven't scanned it in the MAM. Which means that this is currently useless to me. So we're just gonna put it back in my inventory. Also, here comes our lovely friend. He's on his way back already, which means we're gonna be able to research more things. Hello, friend. So let's see, what should I unlock next? Probably obstacle clearing, if I'm being honest. So let's go grab 500 screws, a bunch more cable, and a bunch more concrete. Wow, we've got a decent amount of concrete built up over here. I like the sound of that. Give me the limestone too, because we can handcraft at least a little bit of stuff. And the MAM is complete. The beginning of the game is slow, yet also fast. Things don't take very long to actually come together, but at the same time, it's a lot of stuff at the beginning. So let's go on ahead and research overclocking in the meantime, and just shy on the screw front. So we're gonna handcraft, and we will be back. Alright, we have enough screws. Bonk. Obstacle clearing.
Milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
My pocket dimension got inflated? Inventory space! You guys know I love inventory space at this point. You guys know I love inventory space. Inventory space is my shit. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it. So we're gonna go on ahead and clear some trees, get some more biomass so that our factory never stops. We are never going to let this factory stop, ever. Ever, 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 even though we are very, very quickly running out of biomass in, like, every single machine. It's fine. It's fine. We are going to rip this environment apart by its knees and kill everything. Also, what should we start to do next in the hub terminal? Probably part assembly. That'll be next on the list, but for now, it's time. Mr. Bean, your environment, it is mine. I will harvest this world down to its last atom.
This fungus suggests strong molecular bonding features frequently observed in adhesives and medicine, both beneficial for field research. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Thank you, Ada. I love mycelia. Let's go fuck some nature. We went out, we grabbed the biomass, we cut down a lot of trees, and we made this little setup. So the leaves and the wood both go into their respective constructors, which go together finally to make actual biomass. The biofuel rather. The biofuel comes out and goes into this, which we now use to fuel all of our biomass burners. We are amassing quite a stockpile of a lot of things. Specifically speaking, we've got a decent amount of cable and wire. We have a decent amount of concrete, it's just a lot of it's in my inventory at the moment. And then we have a decent amount of screws as well. So next up on the list here, if I could type, is part assembly. So Ada, please, for the love of all that is holy, speak to me.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
I remember project parts are Too complex to be produced by hand, sadly. Also not sadly at the same time. So now we have the assembler. That is what we have recently unlocked. Previously we were only dealing with the constructor, miner, and smelter setup. Now we have the assembler, which is a lovely added piece of complexity. We don't need to worry about the black powder, we don't need to worry about the power shards, and we certainly don't need to worry about the space elevator yet. The main things that I would like to get automated, at least at this point, are the reinforced iron plates and the rotors, and then we can also try to work on some modular frames. But the main things that I want to get completed and out of the way today are the reinforced plates and the rotors. So, what we're going to do for this, at this point, is we are going to take that node right here, smack a miner down on it, and we are going to bring said miner, probably with Mark II belts, to a little sky platform that I'm going to make here. And the sky platform is going to have everything that we need in order to make reinforced iron plates. And then we'll take this one and do a similar setup for the rotors and everything like that. If we run out of space here, obviously we have foundations and we can use the foundations. And if we still run out of space here in trying to do all of that stuff, specifically when we move to modular frames, well, by the time we're doing modular frames, we will probably actually be starting into the 5x5. So I really just want to get reinforced iron plates and rotors out of the way now, and then start working on prepping for the 5x5 and for the 10x10. So for now, we're going to set up that sky platform, do the reinforced plates, and we'll see you then. So this is a hard drive. Specifically, this is a crash site and there's a hard drive inside of it. This one requires one modular frame. So modular frame, pull the lever, it opens, we get a hard drive.
Data
And then
on the
Ada
hard
tells
drive
us something.
has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
There you go. There's all the information you need to know. So we have a cheat for hard drives where we can craft hard drives ourselves instead of needing to actually... Ooh, radiation. Uh-oh. Bad. Okay, let me explain a little further then before I start doing bullshit like that and getting myself killed. Hard drives can be used to unlock alternate recipes. Alternate recipes are good for us because alternate recipes allow us to be more efficient with pretty much everything that we do in this game. We have a mod that lets us craft one with 100 iron plates so that we don't have to go over the course of the entire map just in order to get a couple of hard drives and sift through them for the alternate recipes that we want. I'm also going to try to get this green or yellow power slug now. We also want Caterium, which is why we're heading in this direction, because there are some Caterium nodes. I'm bad at this game, don't worry about it. I am bad at melee combat in this game. Let me re-specify. I am very good at this game, I am bad at melee combat in this game. Also, we love radiation. We've been dealing with radiation for a long time in our other save. But anyway, here's the Caterium. It's right up here. It's probably going to be heavily guarded. And when I say probably, I mean I'm shocked that I'm not seeing any enemies right now. We're gonna plop an equipment workshop down. Need to be careful with my words or else I'm gonna have another breadcrumb trail incident. We're going to plop down a portable miner, and then we are going to wait, because Caterium will get us blade runners, which will allow us to move much faster than we currently can move. It is beautiful being in this part of the map and not lagging, don't you think? Alright, we'll see you guys in a moment once we actually get our blade runners. I know a while ago I said that I was going to do reinforced iron plates, and I only realized that after I started working on blade runners, but we have blade runners now. Kaboom! Blade runners complete.
New equipment unlocked.
And I can also either do the Power Pole Mark II. Inflated pocket dimension would have been good, but I don't have any more Caterium, or do I? That was an oversight on my part. Oh well. I could do either the zipline or the power pole Mark II. And in all honesty, I think I'd rather go with the power pole. Just because the zipline is good for getting around, but I don't really need to get around all that many places at the moment. Let me look at some other things I can do here, like this. This will be good to do. Oh, I can't do it because, you know, yeah, but that'll be good to do eventually. And this will as well be good to do. And I have a hard drive now, so I gotta do that at some point as well. What else can go in here? That can... And I've got some more stuff to add to the biomass things. Also, enjoy Supreme's jokes popping up on the screen right now. So next up on my agenda is to do the Logistics Mark II, which I should have enough stuff for. And if I don't have enough stuff on me, I have enough stuff in storage for sure. Heck yes I do. That bird just gave me a little bit of a heart attack, not gonna lie. I heard the noise and I was like, Nani? Logistics Mark II acquired. So now we have
improved versions of
better conveyor belts
and conveyor lifts are now accessible. To encourage additional verticality, conveyor poles now have a stackable variant.
Ooh, I didn't realize that was part of Logistics Mark II. Alright, so next up we're gonna put a miner here. And we're going to begin our expansion over the cliff and start doing some fun stuff. I need to do some reverse calculations very fast to figure out... Hi, Mr. Bean. You're majestic. To figure out how much iron we actually need going into the system and how much we'll have left over for rotors. But we'll figure that out and actually get it built. And with all of that set up, we have the rotors and reinforced iron plates on this lovely, messy, spaghettified platform. Everything is hooked into power, so let us go on ahead and connect into the main grid and hopefully not shut down. Our max consumption is just under our max capacity, which is very good because I added an extra 2 biomass burner boys right there. We are making use of the Mark II conveyor belts in order to actually have these running properly. And this is actually the last thing that we're doing for today, sadly enough. But the iron comes through here. It splits into 2 60 lines. The 60 lines split into 2 30 lines, which go into each of the smelters. The smelters create the ingots that we know and love. The ingots that we know and love come from here and go into plates, and go from here and go both into plates and into rods. I hope. Yes. So there are some plates. We should see some more here in a moment, although that building is underclocked to 50% capacity. The rods come out of that and go into these, which are screws that I forgot to actually set properly. And they're 75%. Like that. The screws and plates come together at the very end to become the reinforced iron plates that we know and love. And over here, the ore becomes the ingots become the rods become the screws combine, and the ingots become the rods, and the rods combine with the screws to finally, last but not least, make rotors. Let us see our first fully automated reinforced iron plates come off the production line, nice and hot. That's the kind of stuff we like to see. And our first rotor, possibly, if we may. Almost. There it goes. I love being able to see the animations now. I never used to be able to see the animations on my laptop. I know I've mentioned that before, but it is still wonderful to be able to see the animations. And there it is, the rotor. So here is a final overview of our starting area. That will be the thumbnail for the recap video, and probably the thumbnail for the next starting stream. So, we got a lot done. We got all of our basic stuff completely and entirely automated. We are ready at this point to head in this direction and start the actual 5x5 challenge. We are ready to rock, and we are ready to roll. Planning for that will commence at the beginning of the next stream, at the beginning of the next episode in Season 2. And all of our power will, of course, be kept in the 10x10 that will be over there. And when we need coal to start coal power, we can bring coal to start coal power, and also water as well. I'm very excited to have my motivation back and to be actually doing things in Satisfactory. So, I hope you all have enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I know I certainly enjoyed. But without further ado, adios, sayonara, au revoir, hasta la vista, das vidania, wiedersehen, ciao, and goodbye. Please have yourselves all a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.